So I'm Melissa Cucci. As you can hear, I'm originally from Belgium, from the French side, from Brussels. And my story with public art and street art started I was 11. I was living in the street, and in front of our place we had an abandoned building and some people were squatting there. And one day a terrible fire started, and obviously people tried to get out of the building and a lot of people lost life. And a few weeks after that, some people and some artists all around the city arrived in the street and started painting the street and honored the terrible event that happened. And I was young, and it's kind of, marked me, and even still these days, I'm like, wow, it was quite a powerful experience. And in 2012-11, I moved to South Africa in Cape Town, where I went for holiday and I never left. And I'm like, let me try to do something here. And moving city, it allowed you to get back within yourself. And I went back through my root and who I was really. And unfortunately, I met Alexander Tillmans, who is my partner in Bazart. We founded Bazart together in 2017. And we both believed, obviously, with different background. He has a finance background. But we both believed into the power of public art and what we can say through it. For some of you who might know, South Africa, it's a country with still young recovery from the apartheid. So there is a lot of messages to say. When we started Bazart, it was kind of very important for us to have those 3 pillars that we have, as motto within our organization, which is community engagement, beautifying the space through public art, and obviously education through art, because we know that art has a powerful tools, especially when it comes to mental illness and also to difficulty throughout the life, especially when you're young. So quickly we identified an area within Cape Town who was in need of this 3 pillars. So obviously it was a long work of us going within the community. As you can hear, I have a strong French accent. I moved in South Africa almost 13 years ago, and it's still there. So it was quite a bit weird for them because, we were knocking on the door and said, guys, we want to come here and paint murals. And they were like, yeah, but to do what? And we're like, no, we have that mission. And they're like, yeah, but a lot of NGOs and organizations came from overseas and tried to do something here. It was often a one-shot and didn't really work out. So we were like, yeah, no, we're not those people. We moved here, we established here. We really want to do something on the long run with you. And basically now we're 7 years down the line, and we have done 5 festivals. So this area was an area where, a bit lost within Cape Town. When the textile industry started to get international and, China took over, was quite... in South Africa, it started at the end of the 90s, so it's quite still young in that regard, where suddenly all those industries stopped working. So those people find themselves without job, and obviously no job, no money, no food, so increase of the violence and the crime. In that area, we had a lot of crime, a lot of drug addict, and by doing festival year after year, for 5 years consecutively, we succeed to first make the street a bit safer for the community, but also for the outsider. The kids that you can see here on the picture didn't know at the end of the day how to interact with outsider and people outside from the area because, no one's coming there. So they were kind of aggressive at the first and going to people, taking their clothes, hey, auntie, give me 5 rand, But following years, they identify and, their sense of belonging to the area become more and more intense. And instead of begging and, approaching people kind of aggressively, they started to telling story. Oh, I've been there when that artist have painted that wall. This has happened. I did that stroke of brush, since that look. That's a mural we have done at the school. But also on the adult perspective, they were obviously more asked to walk in the area, walking the kids within the street, going to see that neighbors. And obviously, it's psychology proven, color art make people more happy. So have that in your own environment, you feel more happy, and it has the dialogue within the neighbors, and now they hear starting speaking about the walls, about the mural, about the experience they had during the festival. It could be negative or positive, but at least they're speaking and they find solution, and there's a sense of community who's reborning again. After 1 year being in the community, few members of the community approached us and asked us official stories. So basically the artists. So that's why you guys, artists, it's important for you to tell us the story of your wall. Because for people who are relating that, avoid them to invent story first of all, but it's good for us as a street art festival organizer to really understand what was the emotion when you were painting. So basically, they're starting to asking us a lot of questions about the walls, and we're like, wait, maybe you guys can become tour guide. So we facilitate the process for them to become official tour guide of the city of Cape Town. And now again, 7 years back, we have 70 of them who are turning around and making money out of the tour. And also during the festival throughout, I think it was festival number 4 or 3 in Cape Town, specifically in this area. It was 3 dumped area, which was empty houses. We tried to reach the owner. He's in prison. He doesn't have his children are dead. We finally reach him. The city reached him, and he says, you know what, do whatever you want to do with the dumped area. We started to cleaning, and basically those 3 dumped areas are next to each other, and there's a garden where people can just sit and, chat together. Next to it there's a playground, and there's also a veg garden. And it's been 4 years now that the community is taking that over. Obviously it's secure, there is key, but each of them have a role to hold the key every month. So basically it recreates that sense of community. Also, this is the guys that we have met at the first festival. South Africa, it's a big country. So basically when we have a job sometime, we are based in Cape Town, we have to go in Johannesburg. They're coming with us, they know the job. They're basically the one preparing the wall for the artist, managing the machine and all of that. And this is some few of the proud murals that we have, that we are very proud from Cape Town. So here we have May, my name is May. Next to it we have a local artist, his name is African Ginger. Here we have a local artist from the area, who basically throughout the years trained himself, and on the year 5 of the festival he did the lettering, and an artist did the illustration. So that was a collaboration between two locals of the area of Salt River. Some of you might recognize this one from Sunny. Here it's a beautiful series of pieces that we worked with Saipe on. We did 3 pieces in Cape Town, one in the promenade also, which is like one of the area within the CBD, and 2 of them in township. So here we have the piece in Philippi village, which is one of the most dangerous township of the area. Here we have Roa, who came on year 2 of the festival. Here we have a local artist, his name is Dibangs. That's a fresh wall from this year, from another local artist, Van Mash. Bjorn liked him very much, and mine traveled to Johannesburg to go see him in September. Here we have the Wall of Aces that he just finished this year too. Beautiful story. Again, this type of artist, they need the portrait from the area. They need the story of the area. So again, he asked us on day one, the team and the photographer to walk around the city, and they met that lady. This lady, she's a vendor at the market, and they're basically selling all African beads and everything related to different country of Africa. Here we have Psoman, one of our Belgium fellow artists. Here it's one of our local artists. So again, those people are the people living in the house, the granny who passed away. So it's very important to link story from the people of the area and the world for them to have that sense of belonging. Again, South African artist. And that's all of us, because we are a lot. So in Bazart, we are 179 active members. When I say that, it's the team, me and my team. We are 12 of us. And all of them, it's all the artists and the people behind the scene. So yeah, that's me. Thank you.